All right. Welcome back to Nick Lenz Comic Corner Classic Lesson Young Classic. This is episode number 21. Not 21. 24, 29, and episode number 22, 23, 23. First we have is Thor Epic Collection Volume 21, Blood and Thunder. This book collects issues from the Thor ongoing series, Thor 468 to 475, and 18, Silver Surfer Volume 3, issues 80 to 86, 88, Warlock Chronicles 6 to 8, and Warlock Infinity Watch 22 25. First up, we have this. Now, by the way, the book starts out with the annual, which came in 83. The main issues for the Thor book covers in November 1993 will include in June of 1994. Excuse me. Now, this annual is... Now, by the way, the writers for these issues are Ron March, Jim Starlin, and Roy Thomas. Artwork is by Tom Greenberg, Tom Rooney, Bruce Sick, Andy Smith, Chris Reswick, MC Wayman, Angel Medina, and Sada Perura. The annual is, simply put, this. It is like Thor. It's a series of 3 stories. You have Thor versus Heimer the Flame for basically the opening story. He does return in the next volume, by the way. Yeah, he appears as annual, appears in next year's annual, and one issue of the volume 2, and that's it. And Selvig. So yeah, fights called Monsters in the first story. Second one basically just tells a little more about it, and of course the third story is all about Beta Ray Bill. Yep. And then here's something interesting, though. From 468, throughout most of the whole book, it's all about Blood and Thunder. Yes. Which, here are your parts. Part 1, Thor, 468. Part 3, Silver Surfer, Volume 3, 86. Part 3, Warlock Chronicles, number 6. Part 4, Warlock Infinity Watch, number 23. Part 5, Thor, 469. Part 5, Silver Surfer, Volume 3, number 87. Part 6, Warlock Chronicles, number 7. Part 7, Warlock Infinity Watch, number 24. Part 8, Mighty Thor, 470. Part 9, Silver Surfer, Volume 3, number 88. Part 10, Warlock Chronicles, number 8. Part 11, Warlock Infinity Watch, number 25. And the finale was in Mighty Thor, number 471. This has been something to build up for a little while. Thor is going freaking nuts and acting a bit out of character. It's all because of the Valkyrie in this story arc. Yes, the one who claims the Valkyrie just saw about Thor's madness. Yeah, she is a creation of Ron Martz and Jim Starlin. And this has been building for a little while, and she kind of becomes basically the main villain of this whole story, and by the end of the story, she is gone. She is destroyed. It's almost like they built the story for a year, and they did a really good job for it. And here's something really weird, though. Right after this arc wraps up, Ron Martz leaves the book. Really? Yes, really. He leaves the book. Jim Starlin's only here very briefly, but Ron Martz is here for like a little over a year, and then we have Roy Thomas to go with the book. Now you might be thinking, okay, how long does Roy Thomas? By the way, not his first run in the book. Oh no, not his first run. This actually, I think, was his third run in the book. Yep, this actually was returned in the books in issue 299. And he's here very, very briefly. And I do mean very briefly. This actually will be his final issues he would do for the book. Would he ever come back to the book for like issue 25 of the most recent run? No, he would not. Yeah, this episode will be the final run he does. He only does the last 4 issues of his book. And mostly, but we have, of course, we still have the current logo. Yeah. Also, the logo basically changes. Yeah, the logo is still maintained the same. Of course, we basically just have Thor go back to business as usual with the madness gone. And it's all about dealing with Ragnarok in issue 472. And in 473, we have Thor versus the High Evolutionary. Yeah, we did have Evolutionary in 473. And then 474 deals with more monsters. Like, okay. And then 475, last issue in this book, we deal with something to do with the anti-mutants. Yeah, this is the debut appearance. It's mostly the high evolutionary stuff. By the way, the high mutants, the ant mutants, they actually return like 3 times afterwards. Their next special appearance was being issue of Avengers, which I discussed already. Avengers 380. And then, of course, they appear a couple more times after this, and that'll be it for the group. But it's like, okay, after a year, basically, of this Thor out of character and Thor turned into a villain for a brief period of time, and now we're back to business as usual. Yeah, I kind of like this whole idea. Sadly, like I mentioned, this would be his last run for the book. He would not stay very long. How long would Roy Thomas stay, you might ask? He would stay for 18 issues. Yep, 18. Yeah, I will discuss. I think the next volume, I think that will cap off this run. I believe so. Yes. Book overall was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Our next up is The Defenders. Marvel Masterworks Defenders Volume 5, which collect issues 31 to 41 of the book. The first and only annual. Yeah. It's weird though. You have a 152 page book, 52 issue book, and only one annual? Yes. Also in these issues, Valkyrie gets a brand new attire. In story, there's a reason why. Yep, in story there's an actual reason why she changes her outfit, but yeah, you know the outfit that was first created when she first showed in the book? Yeah, that's gone. Because apparently she got arrested for stuff in the book, which is completely out of her control. And the police apparently decided to throw away her costume. Like, they kept her sword, but apparently they decided, oh yeah, where like, they called her costume old rags and bullet casings. So they threw it away. Because they had no room in the storage for that stuff. I'm like, really? Like, couldn't keep her cape? Nope. Okay, the book covers, like I mentioned, 31 to 40, covers the period of January 1976, and we conclude in November 1976. We also have March Treasures number 12. March Treasures number 12, that is a guest appearance by Howard the Duck. It's in briefly teamed with Defender's first story, and that was it. Yep. Yeah. And in these issues for Defenders, yeah, so they deal with the Headman. Yep, they've had a Headman in issue 31. And then 32, well, we had the first appearance of Ruby Tuesday, a character who still appears this very day. A woman who basically has a ruby for a head. But a sexy lady. Oh my gosh. Heck, even Wolverine basically had appeared in his own book. And she's only here in this book just for a few issues. Comes back a little later. Yeah, then 35 basically deals with the first appearance of a new Red Guardian named Tanya Balowski. Yeah, she's here to do surgery, I think, on Nighthawk. Yeah, really cool stuff here. Yeah, I'll also deal with stuff with Plant Man and his group. They have Pyroman, who returns to the book first time since issue like 19. He teams up with them to take on Plant Man, along with Eel and Porcupine. And then Nebulon returns. Yep, Nebulon. Now, what issue was it where she got arrested? Yeah, and the police managed to arrest her for apparently for no reason. Like, just because basically she fought. Now, there's also a character named Bambi, yeah, a deer who gets killed off here. Yeah, and because she fought Cthulhu the Mystic. Yeah, fighting him, apparently that results her getting arrested? You're thinking, what? Yeah. If you're curious, he wrote this book this time with Steve Gerber. I have no idea why the hell they thought this was a good idea to have her get arrested, have her a few issues where she spent time in jail, and she had to deal with a prison riot and poor conditions, and eventually she got released. Yeah, she got released after a handful of issues. Yep. Yeah, and eventually by 39, after a very brief period of time being arrested, she's basically freed. And then we deal with an assassin known as the Committee for Free Immigration. And we deal with this guy called the Assassin who only appears with one issue. And this story sadly would conclude in the Defenders Annual, which them taking on, well, Nebula once again, and eventually goes back to the main book. We conclude their battle with that, and a creature named Shuza, a character from Doctor Strange stories, who actually made one appearance after this in Doctor Strange Sword Supreme 47. But yeah, still really good issues. Nothing bad here. Not really. Steve Gerber will sadly lead the book with this issue. Yep. And if you're really curious, how long did Steve Gerber do Defenders for? Steve Gerber. He actually started with issue 20. He was only in the book for like a year and then he left. But hey, he did a lot. He did the Guardian. He did with the Future Guardians of the Galaxy. I consider this issue really good. And then basically Jerry Conway takes over the book. Yes, Jerry Conway. Well, actually, yeah, he basically takes over this book. Not sure why, but he does. Excuse me. How long will he be on Defenders for? Very briefly. I'll discuss that in future review. But I give this book a 10 out of 10. It's a really good book. Actually, I give more like a 9.5. The only thing I didn't like about the book was Valkyrie getting arrested. But it did lead to a brand new attire designed for her by Nighthawk. Which, she would wear this outfit from this point forward. Would she go back to her classic look? She would go back to classic look until like the 90s. But yeah, this book was really good. Yep. It is, like, I still think it's something. You think, Defenders, great series. Started in the 70s, same time as Marvel Team Up and Marvel 2 in 1. Those books had annuals. Marvel 2 in 1 and Marvel Team Up had 7 annuals apiece. This book had one annual. One. The entire run. Never had any annuals after this ever again. My guess is this book, the annual was probably not a popular seller. That's probably the reason why they never did it ever again. Yep. So yeah, that's it, particular review. If you're curious, tell me more interested in the review for Defenders. Probably like less than say. Oh, one character I forgot to mention who pops up in these issues. Oh boy. I completely forgot to talk about this guy, this creature. Elf with a gun. Who just randomly kill people. Yeah, Elf with a gun. They MILF. He, of course, returned for issue 31 and 38 and 40. And then he returned a couple more times after that, and that's it. Yeah, the whole thing with the Elf with the gun thing is weird. There actually be 3 of these guys. Yeah, and that one that we were later on discussed these guys already. The elves with guns, basically like. Yeah, these guys would randomly kill people because they want to. Mm-hmm. They even know what pop up in the 1990s. Yeah, and well, I'll discuss basically more with this character later on. But yeah, that's it. Particular view. Next up was Bleach. Okay, next view. Bye.